Settle down so that we can start, please. 2 minutes only. Mr. Widaka, usher in the people so that we can start. Don't sit very far away. Just come forward, please. So that we can start, please. 2 minutes only. Mr. Widaka, usher in the people so that we can start. Don't sit very far away. Just come forward, please. Okay, so good morning, visitors. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I think because of the aspect of time, we'll have to begin, and I believe people will be joining as we start. So I request all of us to be upstanding so that we can have the national anthem, Kenya, one stanza. Then we have Australia national stanza, one stanza. Please, let's all be upstanding. Okay, so good morning. some kind of a general introduction from our side. Can I have all my colleagues, the trainers, the marketing team from Kabete? Can you just rise up and wave? Trainers from Kabete and the marketing team, just stand up and wave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then the prospective trainees for the collaboration, just rise up. Rise up, rise up. The ones who have come for this forum. Feel free. Wonderful, wonderful. You can just wave in the air. Thanks so much. You can remain seated. So, my partners from Australia, this is now the team from Kabete, and also we have the potential applicants who are interested in the programs. Just as an overview, we have entered into a collaboration with Signet Australia. Is a college where we are going to train in the country, and then the people who qualify will be taken to Australia and other partner countries with Australia for the jobs. So it's kind of a change of the mindset. Remember, initially, you used to go to Australia to learn from there so that you can now be employed. But this time around, will be trained from within. The same quality, the same credibility, the same authenticity of the training in Australia will be taking place here in Kenya. And then after that, we're going to have what we call labor mobility, whereby you'll now be assured of securing jobs in Australia. Welcome, Madam DP and Bernardine Elias. So, welcome. So, I can't kind of change of the mindset. Remember, initially, you used to go to Australia to learn from there, so that you can now be employed. So, that's just a kind of a brief overview, and I'll welcome Madam DP Administration to make some remarks, and then welcome the team from Australia, because this is your day. Kindly feel free, and I believe the numbers will be growing as time goes by. Welcome, Madam DP Admin. Yes. So,
thank you, Mr. Motone. Good morning, everyone. Our visitors, we wish to welcome you to Kabete National Polytechnic. On behalf of our principal, who is out of the country right now, he was not able to join us today, but he has his blessings with us. So welcome and feel at home. For our participants, we really would wish that you would understand what we are doing. Signet is something, Signet Institute is an institute that helps us ensure that we get the jobs in Australia and New Zealand. And we have our visitors from Australia who will take you through and will tell you everything about what the course is all about. It is important for us to understand that we need these jobs out there, which will help us to bridge the gap of unemployment in our country. It is important for us to take these courses seriously and to understand that there are pathways to what we've been looking for, and that is employment and job opportunities. So we really want to thank the Australian Embassy, the Signet Institute, and all the people involved in ensuring that this is happening. More so, our President of the Republic of Kenya, our PS and CS, all of them have been really working hard to ensure that this is possible. So we may see like it's something small because we are few, but when you look at our school, another school, another school, another school, and we put all that together, the number of youth that will benefit from this will be humongous, and it will be really, really helpful for us. So with that and our blessing from our principal, we really wish that this program will take off and we will support it in all ways that needs to be done, and we will ensure that it's successful. We wish you well, and we welcome you to Kabete National Polytechnic. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Madam, for your comments. Now I take the opportunity to welcome the team leader, Pushpenda, so that you can introduce your colleagues there, and then you pick it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mutule. Good morning, all. Good morning, all. Thank you. So my name is Olivia Vusa, and I'm the country manager for Signet Institute of Australia, and I'm happy and humbled to be here. And I've been given the great opportunity to introduce our team, and I will name them by one. So to kickstart, our head, our founder, Pushpinder Singh. We have our CEO, Brendan Newell. Thank you, Mr. Mutule. And we have Mohit Sharma, who is our COO.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you.
We have Dr. Christine Walela, who is in charge of Signet Employment Hub.
Habari zenu? Asanteni.
And we have Michael Carr, our board of director.
Hello, everybody. Oh, I got to say it again. Hello, everybody.
And we have our colleague from India, Sabtir.
Hey, Jumbo. And I'm very glad to be here to see you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is an entire team of Signet Institute of Australia. As you can see, we have the whole team which is here. Should you have any questions, which you will, please kindly ask, especially from Christine Walela. She's the one I've seen all the questions coming from you, and she'll be in a better position to answer fully all the things that you need. Welcome again, enjoy yourselves, and thank you very much.
Hello, everybody.
And we have our colleague from India, Sabtir.
Hey, Jumbo. I'm very glad to be here with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is an entire team of Signet Institute of Australia.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brendan Yule, CEO of Signet Institute Australia. We're just going to wait while the AV team puts our presentation up on the screen, and then we'll start our proceedings today. Just for your information, this morning is designed to be in two parts. We have initially some information to be shared with you from our various team members, followed by a question and answer session. So as the first part of the process is beginning, as we do our presentation, if you would like to write any questions down that you might have, because we have a lot of time dedicated at the end towards some questions. So we'd like to start off with our little video, and I'll get the AV team to move to the next slide. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brendan Yule, CEO of Signet Institute Australia. We're just going to wait while the AV team puts our presentation up on the screen, and then we'll start our proceedings today. Just for your information, this morning is designed to be in two parts. We have initially some information to be shared with you from our various team members, followed by a question and answer session. So as the first part of the process is beginning, as we do our presentation, if you would like to write any questions down that you might have, because we have a lot of time dedicated at the end towards some questions. So we'd like to start off. that's the PowerPoint we're looking for. Let's see if we can get the video, little introduction video up and running. Let's see if that works. That's the PowerPoint we're looking for. Let's see if we can get the video, little introduction video up and running. Let's see if that works.
And knowledge needed to excel in their chosen careers.
Thank you very much for your patience. Welcome to the presentation this morning. As you've been informed already today, Signet Institute of Australia is here to launch and establish campuses where we deliver international qualifications inside Kenya. So thank you very much for coming this morning and learning more about this type of initiative. We think it's very exciting because for the citizens of Kenya, enable them to now access and be able to complete international qualifications, which then gives them a vehicle to move throughout the world. We have a few little presentations this morning for you, and I'd like to start first of all with Mr. Michael Carr, who's our Board of Directors. Please come up, Mr. Carr, and he's going to give you a little speech to start off with. Thank you very much.
They didn't tell me that I'd be first. So first, I'd just like to thank everyone for attending, and thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to come along. I'm really here just to sort of give you, I guess I'm a living example of how things can turn out if you get your education. When I went to school, I'm actually from New Zealand, I'm not from Australia. I live in Australia now because Australia is, they call it the lucky country, and it is got a very high standard of living. Everyone's always seems to be on holiday, and it's a very good place to live. But when I was at school, I didn't concentrate, and I just thought that I could just get through life. And I was basically a labourer, and I worked in a lot of countries. I worked in Saudi Arabia, I worked all through Asia, and then when I was in my mid-20s, I realised that I needed an education if I wanted to progress. So that's when I started my education, and I spent a number of years, and I went to institutes in Australia like this, and I got my qualifications. And it's then that when I was working for a company, they actually were that impressed that they asked if I would be join the company and actually be one of the owners of the company. And so in Australia, I actually started as, I imagine you have them here when you go to a fuel station, and I was putting the petrol into the car, and that was my job, and washing the windscreens. And then, as I say, during that period is when I went to institutes and I educated myself. And then from washing the windscreens, I bought a business, and then I had about 20 businesses, and just in retail, and then we got into hospitality, in construction, we're in the oil industry, and obviously also in education as well. So I'm just trying to demonstrate to you that if you put the effort in and you get a good qualification, the sky's the limit. Now the other, I guess the question that the people have is, well, what about in Australia? So I know in Kenya there's actually a reasonably high unemployment. In Australia, we've got companies we're talking about in construction and health and etc. These companies can employ 200 people just straight away. We've got so many vacancies for qualified people, and it's probably one of the biggest drawbacks for the country is we actually don't have enough qualified people to do the jobs. And so if you actually join our course and you pass the qualifications, then there's absolutely, and there's no doubt about it, if you obtain the visa, and obviously obtaining a visa becomes a lot easier once you have the qualifications and you get to Australia, there is no way that you cannot get a job. There is just so many positions available. And I actually don't know the exchange rate, but also it's not just having a job, it's having a job that pays very well. In Australia, that the wages are very high, and we employ a lot of people from overseas, not too many from Africa, but certainly Brazil, from Asia, and all those workers, they send a portion of their pay back home to their family, so they can, from the salaries that they earn, they not only can have a good life in Australia, but there's spare money to send back home. And I guess in some cases they're rewarding their parents for helping them through their education, but for all sorts of reasons. So I do actually have I have something written out here to a speech, but I'm not going to read that. I think I've probably covered everything. And I wish you all good luck. And I just want to finish on one point as well. In Signet, one of the reasons we're so successful is because we conduct ourselves honestly and throughout the whole process. So that means when you've got a certificate from Signet, as an employer like myself, I know that it's a genuine certificate, that the student has passed that with the merit. So that's also something that's very important, as opposed to having something that's not really had the effort put into it. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much to Mr. Michael Carr. So as you can see, Mr. Carr is a fantastic example of someone who embarked on a journey. He had a job. He's then got qualifications, which has then launched him into now being board of director and owner of numerous companies. So he's a very successful man now. We want to very quickly now give you some key information about what we're doing in the country in terms of qualifications. Kenya, like a number of other countries around the world, is at a very important moment of time because we have an economy that's expanding very rapidly. What it means with expanding rapidly economies is economies need people to do work, and they need qualified people. So what Signet here is doing at the moment is establishing campuses where we deliver for you international qualifications. So Australian qualifications are recognised in over 36 countries around the world, and we're delivering those qualifications for you in Kenya. So that makes them very accessible for you. So there's a number of key things that is driving this. We've got that education gap, we're establishing the regional hubs, and we've also got government support. So you can see that we're establishing our training platforms within government institutions, which is absolutely fantastic. The next thing that I want to talk about with you is what is the training like and what is it about? And the simple answer to that is the training is very practical and it's very hands-on. So within the training, you get a lot of experience. What do I mean by that? If you do the automotive studies, you will be working and learning on real vehicles. You'll be servicing them, you'll be learning how they work, and you'll get that hands-on experience. So not only do you complete with Signet Institute a qualification that's internationally recognised, you will have the experience. So employers, when they get you into their employment, they really like what you can do because you have the ability to conduct the tasks that they need done, which is very, very powerful. The other thing that we've got is I want to sort of give you some more details about what types of courses you can do with Signet Institute. I mentioned automotive, but we also have a number of different community and health courses available. So what I would suggest to you, and in my many years of being involved in education, I always say to potential students, what is the thing that you really enjoy doing? And then pursue a career in that area. Because when you're going to your job, if you love that area, you'll enjoy doing your job, you'll do a better job in that job, and then your boss will like it more, and it's just a very positive experience for everyone. So think about what it is you like to do, and look at the Signet Institute course list and see which course you think might suit you best to launch a career into an area that you really enjoy and thrive in. The other thing I think that's very powerful about the program is the fact that there's local delivery. As you heard before, in the past, if you're in Kenya, you wanted an international qualification, you needed to travel overseas to get access to that. We're bringing access to you locally so that you can get those international qualifications. So it's a very exciting time for everyone here. The other thing that's important to remember is all the courses are delivered to Australian standards. So that's really, really important. Not only can you get local qualifications to Kenyan standards, but Australian standards are respected very highly around the world, which means when you present a Signet Institute of Australia certificate, it comes with that guarantee that you've been trained to the highest level standards. So that's what we're looking at presenting to you here. I've just broken this down very quickly for you into the two areas to think about. So on the left-hand side, we've got trade skills. So this involves things like fabrication and welding. I mentioned automotive before, and we've also got construction. So if that's the type of thing that you like to do, you would think about the courses on the left-hand side underneath that trade skills group. Those courses go for about 52 weeks, and embedded in those 52 weeks are those practical experience elements that I talked to you about. So if you're doing construction, you would be involved in hands-on learning by learning all the different construction techniques and practicing them over those 52 weeks so that at the end of the course, you get your qualification and you've got all of those hands-on skills. So it's super important. On the right-hand side, if you're a bit more community or health-minded, you can see that we've got courses in individual support, aging support, community services, and healthcare support. So you can hear the word support in there a lot. As you heard from Mr. Carr before, in Australia right now, there are huge job opportunities for people in the community and healthcare support roles. So whether it's helping people who are in aged care facilities, whether it's working with children in childcare, from the little kids all the way up to the older people, there are a lot of support roles that the community needs. We're offering qualifications that have that Australian standard attached to it. So finishing those qualifications enables you to then have a vehicle that you can approach the Australian government with to try and enter the country, go through the visa process with an Australian qualification in your hand. So it's very excited. So as you're thinking now, because we're going to do our question and answer a little bit later, think about which of those areas you might be the most interested in, because that's going to guide you into which course you might consider doing with Signet Institute. Down the bottom there you can see we've made the note that it's an Australian qualification. So that's a really important part that lifts the value of that qualification worldwide. So the thing is that we've been talking about is we've got these Australian qualifications. In Australia we use a term called job-ready training, which means that when you do get that certificate and you are qualified, you are what we consider job-ready. And employers really like that in Australia because they have a level of confidence when they give you a job, you're able to step into that job because you're job ready. You've done a lot of the tasks in your training that you would do on the job, and so you're absolutely ready to step into those jobs. The other thing that we wanted to talk to you about today is our exclusive employment hub. And we have Dr. Christine here today, who I'm going to invite up onto the stage and give you a little bit more information about once you've got your qualification and you connect with the Signet Institute Employment Hub, what opportunities can that breed for you? And I'll ask Dr. Christine to come and give us some information now. The other thing that we wanted to talk to you about today is our exclusive employment hub. We have Dr. Christine here today.
I can do that. Thank you so much. I'm Jambo. It's really a pleasure and an honor coming back to Kenya. I'm Kenyan. Just before I get onto my slide and just kind of join into what my colleagues have been presenting, I just want to give you a little bit of a background about myself. So I'm Kenyan. My full names are Dr. Christine Kainyu Walela. I come from Chuka, Tharaka Nithi County. How many people know that county? Do we have anyone from Tharaka Nithi? Fantastic. I studied here in Kenya. I actually went to Moi University for my first degree, for my bachelor's and my master's. And I can actually see here in the audience my longtime friend, Betty. Betty, do you want to stand up and say hello to everyone? We have actually studied with Betty right from primary, secondary, university, and Betty is an education agency promoting studying in UK, Dubai, and Mauritius. So I've just given you free advertisement. Yeah, it's really good to see my colleagues. So I went to Australia in 2009 to pursue my PhD in soil science. So by training, I'm a soil scientist. I completed in 2013, and I joined the government to work as a research scientist. Just to also give you a bit of background about myself, I know there's a program called Daring Abroad by Alex Chamwada. I'm sure you guys know it, yeah, right? If you've come across someone who's been featured by Alex Chamwada, who is a key journalist in Kenya, I'm the one who he featured because I did own a hydroponic fresh produce company in Australia. And this is really exciting for me. I've always wanted to give back to my country. So when I got this opportunity to actually join Signet Institute in the capacity of engaging employers in Australia, I was really, really excited because this gives me the real opportunity why I actually went to Australia, because I always wanted to give that opportunity to my own Kenyan to be able to access education and job opportunities in Australia. So, so just moving on to the presentation, I'm going to talk about what Signet is doing in position in Kenya to bridge Australian trades occupation skills gap. And because I'm a recruiter, I'm governed by, I'm a recruiter, and at the same time, we need to, as recruiters, we need to stick to the facts. And the facts in Australia are contained by a department called the Jobs and Skills Australia. The Jobs and Skills Australia gives us the position of what skills are in shortage in Australia. And the Jobs and Skills Department produces an annual report. It's called the Occupation Shortage List. It gives it's a point in time assessment. It does this with the consultation across the various industries, and they're able to produce a report. And this report can be used by recruiters, can be used by education, training organizations to kind of guide the country and give insights to what Australia really needs. And so I'm going to take you through the latest report from the Jobs and Skills Australia. We're going to look at what occupations are in shortage in Australia as per the latest report. And we can see here from the table here, from the figure here, and give insights to what Australia really needs. And so I'm going to take you through the latest report. The red one. Okay, fine. Fantastic. Sorry, it's been a while since I did presentation. So we can see here, we have this figure. It's showing, the source of this is, of course, like I said, it's from the government, it's position of the government, and it's showing across the 4 years what occupations are in high demand in Australia. And it's across here, it's giving you, in terms of percentages. You can see here we have managers, we have professionals, we talk about nurses, teachers, doctors. We have technicians and the trade workers, community and personal workers, and it goes on and on. And what you can see rightly here, as my colleagues have rightly mentioned, the position of the government is that the group of technicians and trade workers are in high demand. We can see they're taking a portion of about 50%. And this has been consistent over the last 4 years, and and we expect these figures, of course, not only to remain steady, but also to rise as the increase in housing and growing population increases. So we're not expecting that we're not going to need bricklayers or wall tilers. We will be needing that in Australia. I also did come up with a table here which shows over the last 1 year what's the trend in employment growth. We want to see, are we growing in terms of the demand of by occupation? And I did come up with this table just to show you where the technicians and the trade workers over the last 1 year, you can see there's been this growth in the demand for workers in Australia. And of course, you can see some of these occupations with the rise of AI. Some of these occupations are decreasing in demand. However, we expect that in the trades, the position is going to remain, of course, the same or even higher. So, because we know that there's demand for trades in Australia. So currently, where is Australia sourcing its workers from? So I did, I'm a researcher, so I like to give facts. I like to back the information that I give with facts. And this is also sourced from the government position, the current position. The Australian labour market for migrants, and I was able to pull out information from the construction-related occupations. We have the purple from Ireland, the blue Philippines, and the red from the United Kingdom. So these are the top countries where Australia is sourcing labor for the construction industry. And you can see a country like Philippines is one of the strongest markets in Australia. And I'm glad to even let you know that Signet is in Philippines. And so what does Philippines got right? For them to be a really strong appetite for the Australian employers. So there's something Philippines is doing right. And one of the things that the Philippines are doing right is they have aligned, most of their qualifications with the Australian qualification framework, and thereby the employers have a lot of confidence in the workers from Philippines. I was able to also pull out a table here that shows you by skill level. In Australia, whatever education that you have, there are different skills, and I know Brendan is on top of this. So we're looking at across the different education sectors. The skill level 1 includes the bachelor's, the tertiary education. And what we are talking about, if you're talking about the certificate 3, what we have here, the certificate 3s falls within the category of skill level 3. So I asked myself, what would the Kenyans today want to know across these three skill levels? Which of those is in higher skill shortage? And we can see really we have the trades, which is a skill level 3, having a higher skill shortage by skill. And some of this, you may ask, why then? Why are we having such high shortage of tradies in Australia? One of the reasons is because of their long lead time for training, and therefore it takes a longer period before we can be able to get more of the trained, qualified candidates into the labor market. Therefore, there is always that lag. And then this really justifies why we're here today, that it justifies the importance of VET and the higher education sectors in supporting the pipeline and skilled workers in the labor market. And so I know I could go on and on and on, but I thought to just end here with this last slide and show you some of the job pathways for trade occupations in Australia. Once you complete your studies, we have so many pathways you can come to Australia. Migration matters are always handled by migration agents in Australia. I'm not a migration agent. However, I am a recruiter. But when we are outside Australia, I can be able to point you to the right direction, because some of this is in the public domain. It's in the government website. So one of the pathways I singled out of being able to access job opportunities in Australia is that the first step is you have to ask yourself, is your nominated occupation listed as a skill that is in shortage in Australia? What do you think? From my presentation, is the answer yes or no? Yes. So we are very sure what we are promoting here, the government position, is that the trades, we have a high skill shortage, and I listed some of these occupations and emanating from what courses are going to be delivered here. And we see these are the nominated positions. For example, if you complete a study in brick and block laying, you become a bricklayer. If you complete a study from, I think there was tiling here, you become a wall and floor tiler. So that's how you work backwards to be able to come to Australia. So you nominate your occupation, and then most of it is guided by the point system. If you look at the point system for some of the visas like the 189, 190, we have the lowest point system for these occupations, meaning it's very easy to be able to get into Australia, because the points that they require for you to get is 65, as opposed to some of the occupations which require 95, just over 95, because the market is saturated. So the lower the points means that the easy entry to Australia. And apart from that, you'd also require formal training. And that formal training needs to be well aligned with the Australian qualification framework. And this, the way they assess that is in terms of the quality. I think Brendan has talked about that, the level and the relevance. And this is what Signet Institute is filling the gap in ensuring that we have this formal training here in Kenya that is well aligned to the AQF, so that you're, for the migration purposes, then you're able to meet this criteria. The other migration purpose, requirement, you'd need to show that you've been employed in the nominated occupation for at least 3 years. So it's not like you just complete your Cert 3 and you come to Australia, no. You'll need to show that you've had that 3 years full-time experience. However, the government position from the assessing body says that this employment must be directly relevant to your nominated occupation, and you can be able to show this even during the time that you're completing your course. So you can be able to accumulate the hours. However, you must be able to demonstrate to the government that you're employed in a legitimate way. So you'll be able to show the offer letter, you've been employed as a tiler, you'll be able to show your pay slips. So I urge you, once you start studying and you get a job, make sure you start documenting. These are things we'll be able to work with you and be able to show you what you need to present anyway. And lastly, I know this is what everybody always wants to know, that so what? I want to go to Australia. What's the possibility of, what's the earning potential from, the occupation that I chose to go to Australia? And you can see here, this is just really, just some estimates. For the trades, it could actually be higher than this. And we're talking about weekly earnings. And this is in Australian dollars. That's about 1,500. Who can do for me the math by, let's say, even by 80? That's about 87 per week. 87,000 per week. Is that good money? Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah? Yeah, and of course, this is just, I was very conservative with the figures. So, so I think we are here, we are genuine, we're presenting to you the factual information from the government perspective, and we're actually here to show you a pathway that no institute from Australia has been able to deliver. Thank you very much. Yeah, and of course, this is just, I was very conservative with the
Thank you, Dr. Christine, for that amazing information.
So I think
I'd like to now quickly give the floor to our business owner and managing director, Mr. Pushpinder Sharma Singh, to give you some special words.
Good morning again. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, Brendan. So our team, they're presenting us, and I just wanted to hear from you guys what you are understanding, because I'm more about a practical. Okay, I'm just like you guys. I went to Australia 18 years ago, right? Just, I can see in everyone's eyes that there are dreams. You want to grow, you want to shape your future. And of course, yes sir, you're smiling, and I want to hear from you what trade you are interested in. Okay, I'm just like you guys. Please, I went to Australia 18 years ago. What you have done so far, just I can see in everyone's eyes that there are dreams. Civil engineering, great. Yes, you want to shape your future.
I've done civil engineering.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and
yes,
I would
sir.
be interested
Smiling,
in
and I want to hear from you
a construction
what trade
project.
you are interested in. Yes. So thank you. So this is making. Thanks for your participation. So we deliver, for example, advanced diploma in civil construction design, right? Civil engineering. of course, you must be using AutoCAD throughout your studies. There may be some softwares you're using as per the standards here, right? Yes. But when we go globally, so we are talking about civil construction, or the other courses we have got, say, automotive, building and construction you're interested in. So, of course, there's nothing stopping you to apply for jobs overseas if you have got Kenyan qualifications. We have to respect our current education system as well. But when we apply and when we have got, say, the internationally, globally recognized qualification, when we were talking about just one software before, or when we are, say, we are a motor mechanic, the scan tool getting used globally or international market versus the scan tool we are using here. For example, it's a digital or analog, right? So there is a difference. That's what we are here for. We want to work with you. We want to deliver the qualification which is globally recognized. And we need your participation. We need your participation in shaping your own future. It's a digital or analog. Okay, so I will give the mic back to Brendan. He will take question answers because I wasn't meant to be talking, right? I just hijacked.
Thank you very much. We appreciate those words. It is a very exciting time, and hopefully, as we've been talking this morning, I can already see lots of questions popping into your head. We have a course list on the banner here, and so hopefully you've had a chance to review the course list and you have a little bit of an idea of what type of qualification you might be seeking in which of the specific areas. So I'm going to actually ask a few team members. I think we've got some more mics. If we could just get some people out there, we're waiting for mics, that's perfect. So if you could put your hand up, we'll put a microphone in front of you and hopefully answer all of the questions you have. We've already had one gentleman be brave enough. Who's going to be brave enough to ask the next question? While that person's trying to be brave enough. Sure. Yes, we have a question. Yes. Thank you very much. There's a various number of different avenues that you could look at with scholarships. Remember that the programs that we're running are being run through the different institutions. So here at Kabete, you've got programs that Signet is going to be running. If you are looking for sponsorship, scholarship opportunities, you'll need to go to the various websites and see which scholarships are available, because they will vary from the different campuses and also they'll vary for the different courses. But there's definitely opportunities there that you can go and seek out as well. So thank you for that question. We have another lady at the front here with a question. A few questions, fantastic. There's a microphone for you.
My name is Leah. I have seen you have courses on automotive engineering, and I'm asking, with the rise in the electric motor, you know, these days everything is like, we are being told to stop using diesel, petrol, and all that. Is it long term?
It's a very good question. So the question.
Secondly,
yes,
with the kind of salary offered, is that sustainable? Does it offer a good living standard in Australian standards, by Australian standards?
Very good questions. I'm going to start with the second one first. The salaries that are being offered are very high salaries, and they not only are sustainable, they're actually growing. So and Dr. Christine's done a great job with the data. They're actually very conservative salary figures. So you'll find that there are actually a lot of job opportunities with much higher salaries. And a good example I could give to you, if you went to automotive, became a diesel mechanic, for example, the mine sites in Australia are paying much, much higher salaries than that. So if you've got a job with a big miner like BHP, Rio Tinto, there's camps all over Australia where we mine everything from aluminium and iron ore, so on. So very much sustainable, and the salaries are actually growing. To answer your other question, it kind of links to my first answer. When it comes to the sustainability of the qualifications in automotive, you'll find that in Australia, EVs are actually a very small number within the whole population of cars. So there's a little bit of a transition there. I mentioned the mine sites, they still largely use petroleum-based equipment. So they have lots of needs for diesel mechanics and so on. So it's not going away anytime soon. And in fact, we're starting to see a bit of a shift now towards hydrogen, which is back to a combustion-based technology as well. So there are lots of jobs in those different areas. But yeah, please follow up.
The training goes with the changing times, yeah?
Yeah, so if you look at the diesel mechanic course, for example, we use the latest technology in diesel mechanics with different ways to interact and help the students understand the concepts. And yes, we introduce some of the latest technologies into the training. Great questions. These are fantastic. Anyone else got some more questions about courses? Yes, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Mande, social worker. So my question, I have two questions. One, now that you have also a connection with the government, and in Kenya we have HELB, Higher Education Loans Board. Will that be one pathway that you'll be connected with for financing the education? When it comes to scholarships, sometimes when it's a new institution coming in, we hear things like the first 5 get a scholarship, and then we also get used to women being considered, the youth, the people with disability, people enabled differently. Would that be a consideration? Then the second question is about portfolio of evidence. We call it POE. We are very conversant with that in our CBET training. We talk about portfolio of evidence. And I heard Dr. Walela talk about 3 years experience. So if I enroll today, when I finish the 9 months, will I have to work for 3 years before the job mobility? Because my expectation is that after 9 months, by the time I finish the 1 year, I should be moving because I'm training for the job. So my expectation is that when I finish, I'm going to Australia to work. So now, will you consider, since I'm working, would you look at my portfolio of evidence? I've been working for the last many years. There are many social workers here who are already working, but they are looking for that certification, or they are looking for higher education which you are offering, which is very good and it's quality. So will I work for the 3 years after the qualification, or will you consider my portfolio of evidence? Thank you very much.
So very, very good questions there. I feel like you look very familiar to me. I think we've met before somewhere, yeah? So they're very good questions. The first one about portfolio of evidence, I agree. Start collecting your portfolio of employment evidence from the beginning. The examples that Dr. Walela gave before, the answer is really sector specific. So what I mean by that is the example we were looking at was very much in construction. There are other sectors, especially in the support and the health sectors, where those same requirements aren't necessarily in place. So it depends on the sector that you're looking at, but I think it's very much So Signet Institute of Australia is what we recognise as a registered training organisation, which means we're going to deliver from Certificate 2 level all the way up to advanced diploma qualifications. The answers, like a lot of these answers, do depend on which qualifications in which sector, but we do have articulations into a number of different universities. What does that mean? We've gone to the university and presented, this is our qualification, and they say, great, if you've done this qualification and you come and apply for this bachelor's degree, they'll often give you credit for a certain number of the units. So they might say, for example, your first unit, your first year, you won't have to complete because you have credit with these qualifications that transfers straight in. So in Australia, we call that articulation. And again, we're talking about internationally recognised qualifications, so they come with a lot of weight, and the universities will often accept your previous qualification as credit transfer, or that they'll say that you don't have to do a certain number of units to then commence your higher education journey.
Your first unit, your first year, you won't have to complete because you have credit with these
Let me just
qualifications.
add a little bit to that,
transfers
because I'm
straight
also,
in. So in Australia,
I've ran
we
my
call that
own education
articulation.
agency.
And again,
To
we're
come to
talking
Australia
about
as a student,
internationally
as an international
recognised
student,
qualifications, so
what
they
the
come with a lot of
migration
weight,
normally looks
and
at
the
is how
universities
genuine
will
are
often
you
accept
as a student.
your
There's
previous
a genuinity
qualification
test
as
that they
credit
have to
transfer,
put through
or
your
that they'll say that
application.
you don't have to
So
do
one
a
of the
certain number of
genuinity
units
tests
to then
is
commence your
how
higher education
aligned
journey. Your
is
first
what
unit,
you're
your
coming to
first
study
year,
with
you
your
won't have to
previous
complete
education.
because you have
For
credit with
example,
these
we have a
qualifications
gentleman
that
there
transfers
who said he
straight
studied
in. So in Australia,
civil
we call that
engineering, or
articulation.
somebody wants to come and study.
To
come to Australia as a student,
International
bachelor
recognised
of
qualifications,
civil, yeah.
normally
Yeah.
looks at
So if you
student.
want to come to Australia as an international student,
that they have to put
and you've already laid your foundation by studying
is
maybe a construction
how
course, because when you're applying for university, you'll need to write a statement of purpose. How genuine are you? When the migration is able to see that you've done a stepwise process, you have a foundation in your certificate, and now you want to go and access education to a tertiary level, then you're likely to get a visa. Because right now, of course, Kenya, I must say, we are a high-risk country, level 3, in terms of Australian education. However, if you can be able to show how genuine you are as a student by showing what you're coming to study is aligned to your previous education, you have a higher chance. And this is where now you get a double advantage, both for job opportunities and for higher education.
Thank you, Dr. Christina. That's a very good point. I would like to add another statement on top of that. In Australia, it's a very attractive country for people to try and come and immigrate to get a visa. The difference that the Institute, the Signet Institute, is bringing to Kenya right now is very significant. It's actually quite hard as a student to come into Australia. It is much easier if you've already studied and you have the qualification. That shows intent. That shows I want employment in this specific area. I've invested my time, my effort, I've done my assignments, and I've achieved an international qualification. So it's a very different view that the migration department, the immigration department in Australia takes, as opposed to a student who came in to get a visa and so they were studying some course which didn't look like it was related to their history of work. This is a very different model, and this is a model that actually gives you a much better footing in terms of coming to Australia to seek work. And the other big thing is there are so many jobs in these sectors. So the employment network that Dr. Christine is connected with, and will connect you to, when I said I was coming to Kenya to my friends, they were saying to me, can you bring me back 100 people to come and work in my businesses? And that's a true story. These are people with restaurants, people with aged care facilities. We need so many people in Australia to fill each of these jobs. These programs give you that first step to progress onto that exciting journey to a new life in Australia or anywhere else in the world, because these are internationally recognised. So thank you very much. You want to say something? I said I was coming to Kenya to my friends.
No, it's always so exciting. Like I said, I'm a recruiter. I actually have an employer who said, get me 5 nurses. Nurses, highly sought out in Australia. I have opportunity to employ 5 nurses. Can I really get 5 nurses to go to work in Australia from Kenya? No, because it's a process. The nurses have to go through the NCLEX, they have to do the OSCE, it's a process. So unless you are an upper registered nurse, you've already attained that, then we are missing out on opportunities. And I'm a recruiter, I'm a registered recruiter in Australia. I have opportunities. So it's the same thing. Brendan, Michael is an accomplished It's a businessman. He's got the nurses, so many companies. He's got work for you. You can speak on your behalf. He's got work for you. So unless he's a multimillionaire, sorry to say that, you've already attained that. Are we ready? No, because you cannot, an employer cannot just come and pick you. You have to go through a migration process, which looks at the qualification and experience and the whole process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Christine. We have some more hands up. We could have a microphone here, please. Thank you.
He's a multimillionaire. Sorry to say that. You've already attained.
My name is so my question is, we are here now, but I know we have quite a number of Kenyan youths who have these qualifications, but maybe are not Signet compliant so far. So are you like having a certification for people who've already trained before? Or how are you positioning those kind of Kenyan youth to be fit to move to Australia, maybe for work?
It's a very good question. If they've done previous study, we would often look at that study that they've done, what qualifications were completed. The easy thing for Signet is we know very clearly with these qualifications what the pathways are. So if there's other study that the student has done, there's nothing stopping them actually doing, another good example, have multiple qualifications. They can do one of these qualifications as well. And again, it positions them really good from a migration status because they've shown intent to learn. So there's lots of different ways they can do it, but we're certainly open to talk to any students with previous qualifications and help them on those pathways and see how we can facilitate their journey as well. Thank you for the question. Any more questions? Yes, there's a question down here. There's another gentleman here. We'll get to you. Yes, please.
Mine goes to the recruiter. I would like you to explain to us, besides being trained in this course, Signet courses, you explain to us step-by-step journey of migrating from Kenya to Australia. In case I happen to join one of these courses, what is the step-by-step procedure?
Okay, thank you. That's a lovely question. I actually have in the audience, and I haven't met her, there's a lady called Alice. Alice, are you here? Yes. I haven't met you, isn't it, yeah? Alice. Alice was actually told to come here to Kabete by an employer in Australia, isn't it? Can you just talk to the audience? What were you told? Because I haven't actually met you.
Hello, everyone. I think being called out, I've had that stage fright. Okay. But for me, I've had a long journey when it comes to me studying in Australia. It started with taking the passports, being conned, and then you don't give up. I did on IELTS. I was given an agency, right? You know all those. But when it comes to this, I think I was told to come by here, and I start off taking a new course. And for me, I've said that in this journey, failure to success, it's a very long journey that you have to take yourself. You have to talk to yourself and you tell yourself that I have to do this. Again and again you fall, you rise up. When there is another incident of you having to work through, you have to, you yourself, take the chance and you believe on others. And that's how they are going to provide the secure way on helping you out. And that's how I started, so I came here. And I'm gonna take the course starting from anywhere. So I've thought of maybe health departments. I've done driving, I've done mechanical engineer, I've done so many courses. I've done barista. I was a barista at Crave, a bartender also. I've done mixology. I've done a lot of courses. And that's how you get to drive from nowhere to somewhere. And then let's say I pick up a course on health departments. When you get to take home care, a home care giver, let's say. So you start from zero to somewhere, right? Are you understanding me? So from all of us, you get to believe on this department. Maybe we've gone through con people, you having to fail as a person, but there is a connection whom you worship, right? And through this, we are going to make it from nothing to something. Thank you.
So I just wanted, sorry to just, single you out, but I know yesterday I received a call from one of the employers. She runs, we call them National Disability NDIS company. She's my friend, and she's been sponsoring quite a number of people from Kenya. So just to give you a journey that I'm hoping Alice will take, and the employer said, let Alice come to Kabete, let her know how she can undertake the Certificate 3 in individual support. So I'm actually demonstrating to you what the journey that you take. So Alice would be taking Certificate 3 in individual support. Once she finishes, she will get in touch with me. I will submit her documents for skill assessment, together with other requirements. She'll need English proficiency, she will need, passports, all the other ID documents. And I will submit her documents for skill assessment to the relevant body. Once you're certified, your employer on the other side, because Australia is allowing employers to get offshore aged or disability carers, but you have to get a sponsor. So once you are assessed positively by the assessing body, so what happens now, they're going to do a labor market testing. The labor market testing takes 28 days, and that shows the government that they've advertised for the position, and there's no Australian who can be able to take up that position. Once the labor marketing LMT passes, then you can. Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you. It's annoying, yeah? Yeah, so once you complete the labor market testing, then the migration agent can start your journey, because the employer is already willing to sponsor you. She's already said, I want Alice to do this. And I would like to document, if you're gonna come here, I would like to use your success story, showing that you've already gone through the process. So it's as simple as that. But remember, employer sponsorship is just one pathway. There are many pathways to come to Australia. We're not saying that we're giving jobs. We're saying we're showing you the way that you can be able to come to Australia to access various visas. So that's the message. To Australia and to 36 other countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Christine. We've had a great question that went a long way. This gentleman's been waiting patiently. Please tell us your question.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Moigai John. I'm the institution's president. I wanted to get a clarification also from the Madam Recruiter. When Madam spoke about the 3 years full-time experience in your presentation, did you mean that after one has studied under the Signet Institute and has successfully completed the course he or she undertook, must he or she work for 3 years to get employed? Take a scenario, the comrade had 0 working experience before undertaking the course, because I thought immediately after you finish studying, you automatically get a job. So I wanted to get a clarification on that point. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I think I did show that the government position is that you can accumulate your employment, but you need to do it in a way that is already prescribed. So you need to show, there's a template that the employer would need to fill, and then you need to show your pay slips. So you cannot be paid through, is it M-Pesa? Yeah, so you actually have to have proper pay slips, and you have to show your tax returns. So Australia is so streamlined. There is no back doors. Everything is in black and white, okay? The 3 years, yeah, it's a must, because that's a government position. Yeah, full-time work experience, yeah, 3 years. Even after you study, because the skill assessment assesses 2 things, your qualification and experience. Those two parts. Maybe Mohit can help.
So your work experience forms that portfolio of evidence. You'll have a lot of transferable skills in different jobs that you have. So this is what we're saying, start early, document the experience you've had in employment, document the different skills because they will be transferable. If you're working in a certain sector, a lot of the soft skills will transfer. So we're just encouraging you, because the Australian government has this skills assessment methodology, start early, record the different jobs you've had, get your employer to write you a letter, and then identify what skills, because those skills will be relevant across a lot of different areas, right? So just make sure, have that portfolio early. We just don't want you to get to a point to go, great, I've got my qualification. Hey, Mr. Australian government, look what I have. And they say, what is your experience? And then you've gone, I don't have a portfolio. So start early with your portfolio of evidence is the main message we're giving you there. The employment market in Australia is very interesting. I know employers who are reaching overseas and grabbing individuals with a qualification. Come work with me and I will help and sponsor you and help get you into the country as well. So there's lots of different interesting things happening. We're saying give yourself the best chance, generate a portfolio of evidence from your very first employment so you've got that body of evidence to take with you and your international qualification. Lots more questions coming. This lady hasn't had a question. Oh, sorry, yes, go again, please, yes.
Okay, for me, it's not a question, but it's a comment that I'd like to make today. I have listened to the presentations. I've listened to so many other presentations about international education because that's what I do for a living. And what I'd like to encourage everyone here is that you're not joining the Signet Institute to go and work in Australia specifically. You're joining to get the international qualifications, internationally recognized qualifications. And remember, there are a lot of multinationals that are coming into Kenya now, opening huge companies, construction companies, healthcare companies, and even community service is expanding with the NGOs coming here to set up. So these are the qualifications that you're going to offer to show to those employers, even locally here in Kenya, to have an advantage to getting a job, a good job that you are paid with international standards. Salaries is paid in USD, paid in Australian dollars, paid in GBP. You will get those jobs if you show these kind of certificates. That's what I would like to say. I'd also like to say that you can get education progression into so many other countries using this Signet Institute certificates. Because, you see, a lot of Kenyans are not able to progress into Australia because of something we call study gap. If you seal your study gap by doing the 9-month course, definitely you have a bigger advantage. So look at it as from a bigger perspective. Look at it that you're, first of all, joining this institute. And then lastly, I would like to tell you that the education that you'll be offered here will be way more affordable than going to study on campus in Australia. Because like Dr. Christine said, I also do recruitments in countries like Dubai where they get Canadian qualifications. It's like 1/5 of the tuition fee that you pay in Dubai to get Australian education, to get Canadian education. I would like to think that Signet is not going to charge the same tuition fee that they charge in Australia. It's just going to be almost like a giveaway course. So look at other advantages for joining Signet than just going to work in Australia. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. That is a fantastic point to make. That is a really, really good point. Yes, this lady here had a question. I think she's been waiting. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Lena, and from the courses that are being offered, my specialty and interest is in the science field. And I see over there you have certificate 3 in pathology collection. So my question is, do we have more courses and more opportunity in the science-related fields?
Another great question. So Signet Institute of Australia offers more qualifications than these. However, with working with the Kenyan government, we've launched initially these set of qualifications because we've identified that they're qualifications that have both a big need from both the student perspective, but also from employers. So the short answer to your question is, and this has been happening a lot to me, people coming saying, can you also offer hospitality? Can you offer other? And this will be something we'll look at in the future. I say to everyone, please be patient. These are the first courses we're rolling out. This is the first phase, but yes, please look out for more courses from Signet Institute in the future. So great question, thank you.
Thank you.
More questions. A lot of great questions today. This is fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that someone out there is also a champion for disability, and that's something I'm passionate about too. And so for our young girl here, I want to encourage her. I'm a trainer in social work. I want to encourage her that, and a potential trainer. I also want to encourage her that in the program, it's practical, it's hands-on. Be encouraged, please come on board, be our first candidate. You'll love it because there's practical, there's hands-on, fear not. And for Dr. Walela, when she comes out, there's the practical bit of it, she'll be ready. So let her feel encouraged. For our other potential candidates, the payment is installments, fear not, it is well. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, that's brilliant. We do have some time for a few more questions. I know there's been people at the back sitting patiently, so please be brave and put your hand up. We would love to answer all of your questions. It's very important to us. Come on, don't be shy now. Yes, another question. Okay, that's okay. We'll let you have 2 questions.
Still on matters employment. I think I'll direct this question to the manager of Signet Institute. Is it guaranteed that after a student has studied under the Signet Institute, that the Signet Institute or the Signet Hub will find a job for him or her after he has completed the course?
I'll let our boss answer this question, but I must say something first. This is very important. As a training institute in Australia, we are not allowed to guarantee. So that word we cannot use. And the reason is because we heard earlier about different people walking around different countries guaranteeing jobs, and it was a scam. This is a reputable training institution. We cannot guarantee employment outcomes. What we can guarantee is delivering the highest quality training to give you a globally recognized, nationally accredited qualification that gives you a very good chance of finding employment. We'll connect you to the Signet Employment Network, and we will work for you to make that journey as easy as possible. We will never use the word guarantee. We cannot do that, but we will work so hard for you to help you find a job. You will appreciate the efforts, I know. So it's a very careful thing for us to say these words, but we cannot say that, and it's because the government recognised previously people were saying that, and it was false. And so we're not that type of organisation, so it's very important, and I thank you for the question. More questions? Don't be shy. So hopefully you've seen there's a QR code. I know there's some QR codes floating around. Make sure. We have a question? Great. In the meantime, we've got QR codes. Yes, please go for your question. Thank you.
Okay, I had a concern. My name is Maureen. I have a son who is pursuing electrical engineering. He's doing the last exam in September. So does he qualify to choose any of these courses and he continues maybe after exams? If he can be accorded an opportunity to apply, go work in Australia?
Maureen, this is a great question. I also have a son studying electrical engineering. He will finish studying this year. This is a really good story because this tells you what it's like in Australia now. My son, before he finished his university studies, he already has a job. He's been working for the company for 2 years. As soon as he finishes his qualification, electrical engineering, he will go to their graduate engineer program and get paid by the organisation continued. So organisations are looking for bright, smart, young individuals, and they will grab them before they even finish studying in Australia, which I find amazing. When I went to university, you must finish first before you can even apply for a job. These days, it's a very different market. to go back to your question, Maureen, if your son had electrical engineering qualification from Kenya and he had another qualification from here, it just strengthens his position when he applies for a role. There's nothing stopping him from doing that. It's actually a very good option that he has multiple qualifications because it puts him higher up the ranking when the employers are going to look at employing him. But fantastic question. Good luck to your son. Any more questions? Okay, obviously we said before, we've got QR codes, we've got lots of staff here from Signet Institute. We really want to make sure that we can answer your questions. If you think about any questions later, make sure you write down the details of how to apply for the courses, record the key phone numbers, the email addresses, scan the QR code to register your interest so that we can stay in touch with you. But please, any questions after this session that you have, we would love to hear from them and help answer your questions, because hopefully you can see we're really excited about this opportunity for you, because it is often very difficult for you to access international level qualifications. You have to go overseas in the past. We want to bring them to you and provide the opportunity for you students here. Thank you very much. I think that's about it. So I think we all clap our hands together, and I'll say Mr. Pushpinder Singh to come and say his final thank yous.
So thank you, everyone. I think it's a great session, and a lot of questions were answered very well from the audience. And Brendan, thank you for being so transparent. At Signet, we are very proud, as Michael mentioned initially. We are about honesty and transparency. Whatever we're gonna do, we will give you the government websites, right? For example, there are steps 1, 2, 3, and pathways to pursue your career. So for example, if you're going to not just Australia, other countries, there are steps to be followed. Signet gives you the qualification, and we will show you the right steps. We cannot guarantee. For example, whoever say guarantee, that's always a scam. Any education institute throughout the world, not just in Australia, not just in Kenya, no one is allowed to say guaranteed job. We have enrolled 100 students today. Not all 100 students have the same capability, or people do change profession, people do change mind, right? Signet's job is to make sure that with transparency, we will show you these are the pathways. If we wanted to go just job, or make money, we could have contacted some agents who are not, I'm not saying a lot of education agents are genuine, but there are some agents who are just wanted to make money. And for us, it's very easy to go through those agents, make a lot of money for them, a lot of money for us, and yes, and then end up in the same scam portfolio. We are here to deliver it genuinely. It's your money, your time, your career. And as I don't know your name. Betty, thank you, Betty. And I can see the patriotism in yourself, how you want the Kenya to grow as well. There will be multinational companies coming here. Nairobi is a central hub now, right, for whole Africa. So Australian Trade Commissioner, they moved their head office in Nairobi. So of course, Kenya is growing fast. And you guys, the average age population in Kenya is 19. So use it as your strength, and you guys are the future for Kenya. Even you live in Australia, Canada, UK, wherever you live, it's your job to make sure that your country grow. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much. We do really appreciate your time. I can see some hands. We have more questions still. We have more questions. We won't be disappearing, so we're going to ask for one last question to close it out, but please come and see us. Yes, sir?
Okay, my name is Waidaka Simon. And I'm the person who is actually coordinating the program at Kabete National Polytechnic. And I'm really grateful for this session. My question is, for this particular program, we have age limit. And I think that clarification on the journey from the training to how the Signet Employment Hub comes in is really, really enlightening, and we are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That's wonderful. Yes. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. My name is Andrew. I am a journalist in Kenya. My main concern is now that you are rolling out this program across the Tibet institutions in the country, are you also planning to consider maybe hiring expertise from various Tibets, those with specific training to assist Signet training institutions? Are you planning to also to get their, yeah?
Yeah, thank you. We are working with a number of specialists and experts in the Tibet sector. We have a lot of expertise within the Signet organisation, but yes, we are working with a lot of individuals to help guide us on this journey as well with you. So we do appreciate that. Look, I do know that there probably are some more questions. I think it's probably pertinent at this point in time that we wrap up the session. We say thank you very much for your time. We aren't disappearing, so if you were a little bit too shy and you do want to ask some questions, please come forward. We will be here to answer more of your questions, but I'd like to wrap up by saying I really look forward to seeing you enroll in one of our fantastic courses and to be by your side as we go on this journey to see what your career and your exciting life develops into. So thank you very much to everyone for your time today. We appreciate you very much. Thank you. Okay, I think we have... you can go. That's what you can do now. If you want to go and hang around and talk to us, you can, but you are able to leave now. I'm not sure if there's anyone from Kabete who can tell us what else is available today. I'll hand over.
Good morning once again. Thank you very much, Signet, for that kind of talk. We have understood quite a lot, and I think right now what we need to do is register. We've got the registration desk right outside. We can register for the courses we'd wish to take. And as Kabete National Polytechnic also, we have hostels. It would be good if you find that you don't have somewhere to stay, let us know so that we can see what we can do, so that we can encourage the training and so that you are able to attend to your classes and whatever else that needs to be done. We really appreciate that you've asked so many questions so that you're guided. Keep on asking. It's only when we ask that we get to know what is needed. We appreciate even the pathway to getting to Australia and to getting to other international jobs, and especially also when we want to work with international companies here in Kenya. It is really an eye-opener. Training, and so maybe we had never thought of it that way, but we've seen the potential that these courses have. Again, we've been told it's not just these courses. They've got other courses. Some of us may be able to, may want actually to get to other courses besides these ones. So it would be good to ask them what else they have and what they are offering. So it is really, really nice that we have had this day. We really want to thank you also for taking your time to come and explain, as we need to really, really register. Mr. Waidaka, I can see a hand there. I think there's something.
Okay, thank you. My name is Vincent from Chuka, Tharaka-Nithi. My question is about the fees for those 9 months, the total amount to pay for those 9 months of the course.
I think is the question about course costs for each of the different courses? Cost? Amount of money? So it's going to vary by the different qualifications. You can see on the website, I can talk to our money expert if he can give you an idea of the exact amounts, if that's what you're after. But all the amounts are fixed and available for you to have a look at. Do you want to hand to you and you can...
So already been discussed with the principals and all the department heads, so they are well aware, so you can ask them about each course fee structures, about the courses around, and with the durations.
Maybe I can give more insight because I have the brief information from the principal on cost. The cost is 4,500 USD. For the courses are running for 52 weeks, and the fee is payable in 3 installments: 1,800 USD for the first installment, then 1,350, 1,350. And I think the same information is available on the application form. Yeah, Santi.
Thank you very much.
I think as we register, we can always ask the questions at the registration desk so that we go knowing each course and the costs that are undertaken. So it is important that... Wanted to say something? It's okay. So as we register you, please take the brochures also, get to learn. Our people will be at the registration desk and they are aware of all the costs, all the fee structure for each course. Kindly get in touch with them, register yourselves so that we can start on 8th of September is when we want to start the courses. 52 weeks, remember, it's such a short duration. So we need to really think about getting the fees quickly and starting off the classes. So on behalf of Kabete National Polytechnic, on behalf of the principal, we would wish to thank all of you for coming today, taking your time to be here. We know that this means that you're interested in what we are doing. It means that we are interested in these courses. Let us register ourselves today. We will do the registration today and any other day. Even on Monday, we will be here. On Tuesday, we will be here. We will give you our contacts, especially for the contact person, Mr. Waithaka, so that if you have any issues and if you have any questions, you can always ask him. And we are here to support and to guide you. So, karibuni sana, and thank you so much. Would like to finish up maybe with a word of prayer. Mr. Waithaka, I'll ask Madam Eunice. Madam Eunice, kindly come and pray for us as we close the meeting. Thank you so much. Just a moment, there's some clarification.
I just wanted to just say one last thing, because my specialty as a recruiter is to connect employers with the employees. I think in a period of 6 months, I will be organizing some employers from Australia who are interested to see some of the qualifications that are being offered here that are of high quality, and I'll be bringing them here. Maybe in 6 months, I may be here with some employers. So that would be a good opportunity for you guys to interact with them. I'll go and organize that. Okay?
And I'm sure when she says here, not here in Kenya, here in Kabete, right here where we are, we will host them. So, yeah. So that, yeah, we really need you to start, and we really need the employers here. We want the jobs, really. And I believe we are ready to work. One thing that I know about Kenyans is that we are ready to work, isn't it? So we'll do it. Thank you so much, Madam Eunice. Kindly pray for us.
Thank you so much. Just start up for a word of prayer. Father, in Jesus' name, we come before you once again with gratitude, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Lord, for the good time that we had, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Lord, for this, the institution, Signet Institute of Australia. Thank you, Lord, for Kabete National Polytechnic. Thank you, Lord, for the collaboration that is in between us. Praying, Lord Almighty, that you may bring a breakthrough, Heavenly Father, so that whoever comes through this tuition may not come to regret it, Lord Almighty. We glorify you, Lord Almighty. We honor you. We thank you, Lord, for this time as we part ways, Lord Almighty. As people travel back to Australia, as we travel back to our destination, Lord Almighty, we are praying, Lord Almighty, for your protection. We thank you. We honor you. It is in Jesus' name that we are praying and believing. Amen.